Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an A Phase 1. It's a Tier 9 American Premium Heavy Tank. It's located on the south spawn of Steps, and it's under the command of Captain Ashstorm. Well, this is a reward tank that you can get if you take part in the front line, and you get loads of those bonus coins. And you can exchange it on the bond store, I think it is, or in the bond store. I know I've got one on one of my accounts anyway. It's armed with a 120mm gun. It's capable of 400 alpha and penetrating 258mm with standard AP. And with the premium rounds, it can actually do 340mm with the heat. Now, what's unusual about it is it's got 4 sets of tracks. And that's because the Americans asked for another tank to be designed by the Associated Engineers Inc., which actually had 4 sets, so it could still keep fighting, even if 1 set of tracks or even 2 sets of tracks have been destroyed. In fact, it could possibly keep fighting even if it only had 1 set of tracks left, but it would find it difficult. When he's making his way down the east side of the map, let's see who he meets. Oh, he's been spotted. Fires a quick round, pulls back. Oh, that's who spotted him. There's a Barras sitting up in that little area overlooking where the there would normally be the encounter cap area. In fact, actually, he's sitting up there and spotting anyone who moves up. Now, the trouble with the Barras is it's got a 105mm gun with 360 alpha, which means he can pump 2 shots into you, getting 720 hit points of damage, but he does have a fairly long reload, and the only way to get rid of him from that position will be for one of our guys to move up on the heights to our left. Fires a quick round in. If that 705 or T54 Mod 1 got into a right position, they might be able to get a round up there, but there's a T30 up there as well, and well, he's kind of discouraging our guys from getting a shot. Oh my god, he actually hit the barrel of the Barras. Now, a lot of people probably don't know, but if you actually hit the barrel of a Barras and damage it, and you happen to have the skill on the gunner, the armourer skill, you actually get better accuracy with a damage gun than you do with a perfectly okay gun. That's a fact that Walst actually found for us. Steve Walst actually found this out. He looked up the figures. Yeah, he finds out all sorts of unusual things. Now that Barras is being a real pain because we can't move further up this row without getting shot in the side by him and losing a huge amount of hit points. There he is. He keeps popping out every now and then. Just have a quick check and see where we are and then popping back in again. I mean, it's dangerous enough for him because if he does get shot at, he could easily be penetrated. Because after all, it is basically a light tank hull with a light tank turret, but under the guise of a medium tank. So he would take a lot of damage if we got rounds into him. But the problem is, we would take a lot of damage. And now we've got our team calling us noobs, or reporting us for being noobs, for not moving up. Okay, no sign of the T30. There is a Fox up there as well, CS52 Liss. Yeah, that Barras is being a real problem. Ideally, we need the 705 or the T54 to do so. The T54's pulled back. No, this is a really difficult situation because the only way to move up is to get rid of the Barras first. But to move up and get the Barras, we have to expose ourselves to the T30 and its big 155mm gun, which is capable of 750 alpha. And, well, that could be a bit awkward. There doesn't appear to be anything in sight other than the Barras. The T30's gone back into cover. He's not spotted at the moment. The CS52 list has actually come down this end. So not only is the brass blocking us, but now he's allowed the list to get into a position to damage us as well. And he's just spotted us again. I think we're proximity spotting that list, because we got the spotting assist when he got damaged. I suppose... Oh, there's the TL1. Oh, ouch! That hurt. That was a Jagdpanther Spy with a 128mm gun. Now that gun's capable of 490 alpha, and he got a high roll on us. That's the tier 10 gun in the Jagdpanther Spy. We also got hit with a round from the TL1 LPC, and he's got a 90mm gun, so he must have got a high roll on that as well. So the Jagdpanther Spy is somewhere over there. There's the TL. He fired the snap at the Jagdpanther. Rather nasty. Let's have a quick look at the front of the vehicle and see where the damage was. Oh, it actually went in near the gun. Up TL1 LPC, thin armor on top. Bounced around, 280. Shows that his 360 damage was actually quite a high roll. We just don't want to get hit by that Jagdpanther Spy again. Oh, nice one! Through the roof. And it's a high roll, 403. Standard reload is 10.55 seconds, and Captain Ashtorm's got it down to 9.63 so far. Just blind firing at the Jagdpanther based on where that rock is, because he's probably sitting in that corner in the stream, using the trees for cover. So every time we pull forward, he's getting the chance to spot us, but his teammates don't appear to be spotting him very well at the moment. Trouble is, the enemy appears to be making a good thrust down the west side of the map, but they've come up against our IS-3 and our Patriot, and that's what's slowing them down. And now the 705 has decided to come down and take the lead and side scrape off that corner. Of course, because he's got a rear mounted turret, it's much easier for him to side scrape. And now he's decided to push forward. He's going to take 2 hits from the Barask. This is going to hurt for him. And there's the T-30. And he's taken a hit from the Barask already. And there's the second one. And both of them went in. And these Jagdpanther Spy. And that was a nice pen. High roll, 427. Used the heat rounds to make sure he got the pen. And now it's just a matter of finishing off the Barask. Oh, Barask is gone. But unfortunately, so is the 705. And unfortunately, a Progetto's got behind us. I don't think Captain Ashtorm's aware of that, but it's on the mini-map. He takes out the Jagdpanther Spy. Now you need to deal with that Progetto who's sitting behind us at the moment. There he is. Auto aim's on and takes him out with 1 round. So we lost the 705, but the enemy Barask is down. They've lost their Progetto. The TL1 LPC did get hit, and the Jagdpanther Spy's gone, which means now the only tank at the end here is the T-30. He's a 2-shot. This is where we need to be careful, because we don't want to take 755 or 750 hit points of damage. Nice one, right through the front of the turret. And all we had in return was a hit to the optics. Now just wait for the reload. Now he can move up and take out the T-30. Using his gun depression, 10 degrees of gun depression on this tank. If the T-30 comes towards us, wait for the mantlet. There it is. Nice! Good kill. Okay, so it should be free and clear, because the TL1 LPC was up here, but he's low on hit points as well. He's not in sight yet. The Char Future 4's gone around the corner, and the TL1 LPC's actually gone over to the other side of the battlefield. It's been seen over in the west. Which means now there's only a Skoda T50 that we don't know about. I don't think it would be a good idea to cap, not at this state of affairs. We're one tank up on the enemy. I kind of get the feeling the Char Future 4 is keen to try and get at the enemy tank, so he's moving actually across the field, which is not a really good idea because you don't know where the enemy tanks are. And I think this is one of the reasons why Captain Ashstorm is undecided at the moment which direction to go. He's joining the Char Future 4, but he's now decided to go back towards the cap area through the ditch in the centre of the map. Or the gully, I should say. There he is, way off in the distance. And he's found the enemy A phase 1. Well, they're exchanging fire at the moment. Oh no, the Char Future 4 has been taken out. And despite the fact the A phase 1 looked like he was going to move back towards this cap area, the SU-130PM is blocking him from coming any further. So if he's joined by the Skoda T50, then the SU-130PM is going to have his work cut out for him. Yeah, I think Captain Ashstorm's trying to say, come this way. They've got a one tank advantage over the enemy at the moment still. We know where two of the enemy tanks are spotted. The Progetto 66 and the Object 257 are definitely over on the west side. The A phase 1 could be headed towards the cap, but I doubt it. We just don't know where that Skoda T50 went. You could probably see from the front of the vehicle that, yeah, that was the lucky shot. Oh look, that's the T30 shot. Went right through the cupola, so he was very lucky that he didn't actually lose 750 hit points off that one, because that's right through the spot where you'd expect to take hit points off this tank. That's where the commander's cupola is. It's the traditional setup on an A phase 1. Commander, who's also a radio operator, gunner, loader, and of course the driver. This tank never actually got put into production. They made blueprints for it, but they never built it. But Wargaming put it into the game as a reward tank. 257's behind that wreck. Nice shot! 433 makes him a one-shot. Our teammates tried to take advantage of that. The Progetto 66, the Italian heavy. No, we got no shot there. Oh, now we have. Didn't get that one. And the 257's gone. Kill shot came from the Mule 2. Oh! Yeah, too late. Spotted the A phase 1 just as we were crossing. There was nothing he could do at that point. He was committed to the cross. But he's now down to just, well, 600 hit points. He can't afford to take another big hit from that A phase 1, or at least he doesn't want to, because he would lose most of his hit points, and well, he's a two-shot now, so be careful. Puts one through the side of the turret of the A phase 1. Now that guy's going to be watching this direction now, so don't pop out like this. If you can, side scrape. Ow! Nah, he shouldn't have done that. He got a high roll, 416, but he got hit, and now he's a one-shot for the A phase 1, who's definitely looking in this direction. There you go. Into the tracks. Remember, he's repaired his tracks. He's got that free repair kit. But he is a one-shot, so this could be the... Yep, it is. Kill shot on the A phase 1, which means now it's just a Progetto 66 and the Skoda T50. We're down to less than 2 minutes. There's the kill shot on the Progetto. So that's 5 kills for Captain Ashstorm and 1 enemy left. He could get a Top Gun. Trouble is, if that Skoda's run away, we're only going to get a draw, because I don't think we'll get to the cap in time. But the Skoda's been spotted and he's been slotted. The Emil got him, and that is the end of the game, and it's a victory for Captain Ashstorm. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first ace tanker for Captain Ashnorm in the AE Phase 1. You can tell it's the first one because he's got the scrolls underneath, and you only get that the first time. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. He got a fighter badge for taking out at least 4 enemy tanks. In fact, he took out 5, 1/3 of the enemy team, and just 1 short of getting a top gun, as well as a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He also got a hunter badge for taking down 100 tanks in the feline family, the panthers, the Jagdpanthers, the tigers, and all those. And he also got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 5 exactly. And his win rate from the battle, 5,799, which is super unicum and a bit more. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see he did actually get the highest damage in the game, but it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he only got 4,379 hit points. Second highest damage was the Emil 2 with 4,203, and the third highest damage was the SU-130PM, who got 3,842, but unfortunately he didn't survive the game. I think the Skoda T50 was the one who got him in the end. When it came to kills, he's got the highest number of those with 5. 4 kills went to the Emil 2, and then 3 kills went to that Progetto 66. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,376 went to Captain Ashnorm, 1,099 went to the Emil 2, and 946 went to the SU-130PM. He fired 23 rounds in that game, got 16 direct hits on the enemy and 13 penetrations, damage of 4,379 hit points, of which 821 was at more than 300 meters. So most of the damage done at close range. 6 hits received, 4 of them were pens, 2 non-pens, and 280 hit points of damage blocked by armor. One of the non-pens was actually, in fact, that shot from the T30, which, as I said, went through his viewport. He was so lucky that he didn't lose 750 hit points in one fell swoop at that moment. That would have been very uncomfortable. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, and 1,459 hit points of spotting assist. He earned 72,321 credits, 72,327 credits for the battle, but after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and yes, he did fire a fair amount of heat to get the result, he actually made a loss of 46,519 credits, but I think it actually did help that he fired those premium rounds to make sure that he punched through the hull of that Jagdpanther Spy and then the T30 afterwards. He got 25 bonds out of that game, and he got 2,064 XP times 2 for the first victory, 103 for this being a premium vehicle, and 4,231 experience points altogether. So the AE Phase 1, let's have a look at the armour on this thing. It's actually quite tough as a tank, because the highest armour is actually on the turret for 292 hit points, millimetres rather I should say, thickness. But you can see here, there's the 292 right next door to the mantlet. But it's so well angled, so well rounded, this turret, that it makes it very difficult for the shells to get a purchase. And that increases the armor effectiveness. So you can see here, it's 215.9 there, but it's actually getting 336 because of the roundedness of the turret. And just towards the edge there, 215.9, it's now gone up to 333, and as you go further out it gets even higher. And of course the shells have got much more chance of bouncing off the armour because of the rounded shape. The upper plate is 120.7, coming out at 210 with the angling. The lower plate though is a little thinner, 171.5, but actually coming out at 205. So yes, you probably can pen the lower plate and the upper plate with standard ammo from a 122mm, especially if you use the premium rounds. And of course there's a good spot to aim for here, which is actually the driver's ports, where it's only 50.8 actually, and you've got 102 effective there, so you can get pens in there. There's where the T30 actually penned, or it went through. 127mm of armour there, but effective 203. But he managed to put it through without actually giving Captain Ashnorm any damage. That was pretty amazing, all things considered. But it is a weak spot. That's the place to aim for. If we get the live model out, because I know some like to see that, and there you can see that big red area Don't aim for this area if you can help it, because you're just not going to get through, and it's going to be very difficult to pen this area because of the angling of the metal. You're more likely to get a ricochet. This is a fairly viable area to hit, both upper plate and lower plates. And if you look at the sides of the vehicle, yeah, in fact, Captain Ashton himself penetrated the side of the AE Phase 1 of the enemy team because he could put his turret side on. It's a big, nice area that you can actually pen from the side, and from the rear it's much easier to penetrate because it's only 50.8 and it's coming out at exactly the same value. So you can penetrate these things from the side or from the rear. If you're going to hit one from the front, the only place you can go if they're hull down, 10 degrees gun depression, is to go for the cupola. If they're not hull down, you aim for the hull below the viewports of the driver, and then you'll probably get a pen through that spot. Let's have a look at modules. Well, the bad news is that Wargaming haven't shared the module map with anyone, so we don't know where the objects are in it, except we can tell the driver's in the center. So if you can put a round through this area here, you'll more than likely take the driver out. The commander is in this cupola here. You'll take the commander out here, and we know that that's the gunner's port as well, right on the front of the turret. So we know that it's a standard configuration with the gunner sitting directly in front of the commander. So of course the commander can then kick the gunner in the back if he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And that means the loader will have to be on this side of the map. With a big turret bustle like that, I expect that the radio is going to be on the other side for the commander, because remember, he is the radio operator as well. And more than likely on this side of the map, of the bustle, is going to be some ammo for the loader, the ready rack. And that means there would be a ready rack down below. The engine's at the rear, so that's going to be sandwiched between two fuel tanks. So aim for the rear, you get that. Up front, we don't know if there's anything either side of the driver, but I would expect either fuel tanks or ammo racks next to the driver up front, and then maybe another storage, deep storage underneath the turret. But basically we know where everything is. It's just very difficult to get at the gunner and the commander unless you go for that cupola, because the turret's so tough from the front, but you can penetrate it from the side. So aim for just below the rounded bit. If you go to the bustle, if you want to get the explosion, aim for this area if you want to get the commander and put him out of action that way. So that's the modules on the AE Phase 1. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give it a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, congratulations to Captain Ashton on getting his first ace tanker in the AE Phase 1. Thanks for watching.